everyone, and welcome to our notes for Chapter 7, which is Step 5 of our accounting cycle. In this chapter, we're learning how to prepare two financial statements. One, the income statement, which is the difference between our revenue and our expenses, and our balance sheet, which makes sure that our company's assets, liabilities, and owner's equity are all equal. We learned from the previous chapter about preparing the worksheet where we had to first put the title, second, make sure that all of our debits and credits from the general ledger equaled. And once they do, you can move on further onto your worksheet. We also learned about the adjustments and calculating our adjustments. And then we learned how to put all the information onto our balance sheet and the income statement. We also learned how to calculate net income from after you find out the total, subtracting your revenue minus your expenses to finding out if you have a net income or a net loss. In this case, we have a net income. The same number, if you get the same number under the balance sheet, you know that you are correct in finding the net income for this company. Once you find out and have a debit that equals a credit, not net income, you can go ahead and total and finish out your worksheet. So in this step, we're going to the next part after preparing the worksheet towards preparing the financial statements. The financial statements are so important to a company. They help companies to organize themselves, to really see that bigger picture about how they're doing. These reports are what goes and shared to shareholders of your company, your CEO of your company, and even your managers and chief financial officers. So first, let's talk about the income statement. We're learning about all the things that are coming in and then all the things that are going out of our business. The income statement looks like so. You'll notice that it's very similar to what you find from your worksheet. You've got the title, you've got your revenue accounts, your total revenues, which in this case we only had one sales, all your expenses, and then your net income. You'll notice here we're also going to learn about how to calculate your percentage of sales, which is called your component percentage. So there's 4 elements of an income statement that we're going to take from the worksheet. We're going to take here the heading, the revenue, the expenses, and then the net income or net loss, to create this page right here. So the heading looks like this, same as what we do for our worksheet. Title of the company, the document that we're creating on the second line, and then the date of the report. In this case, we're doing it for a monthly fiscal period. Here are all the different sections. Once you have all the information from the worksheet, you'll now start to write in each of the revenue accounts, the account title for revenue, the revenue amount. You'll write the expenses, all the different account titles for each of the expenses as stated in the income section of the worksheet, your expense accounts, single line, total expenses, the number for your total expenses, and then calculate your net income, which is taking your revenue minus your total expenses to get your net income. This number, once you subtract these two, should be the same number of what you found on your worksheet. Single line, and then recording your net income. And then double line to finish. To calculate the component percentages, These percentages are important for a business because it tells them, are they on trend? It helps them to calculate and do a financial analysis from month to month or fiscal period to fiscal period. And it also shows a relationship between expenses, net income or loss, and total sales. Usually in an industry, we want less than 50% of your expenses should be coming from your total sales. So that tells us the less we can have as this component percentage, the better our company is. It tells us how efficient we are. The net income, we always want to be more, and saying this is more of our net income is coming from our sales. To figure these out, you're going to take total expenses divided by your total sales, what's on your income statement, and then to find out your component percentage. Usually we round out to the 10th. And then we're also doing the same thing. Net income component percentage is net income divided by total sales to figure out our net income component percentage. So, seeing them here on our sheet, here they are here. This company has 2 sales, so they have a total revenue, and they also have a net loss. The steps still remain the same if we're doing one with net loss. We've got revenue, our account titles, our total revenue. Remember the single line that goes underneath to show. That we're going to add up 2 numbers. We also have our revenue amounts, and then we also have our total revenue. In addition, we've got our expenses, all of our expenses. And so, now, that is how to complete our income statement. Let's go on to the balance sheet. The balance sheet looks like so. We've got all of our assets, and this is a horizontal analysis one, meaning that all of our assets are being compared to our total liabilities and owner's equity. The 4 elements we're using from our balance sheet: heading, all of the assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. The heading of the balance sheet is very similar to the income statement, title, the document, but the date of the report is a little bit different. You'll notice that we don't have the words 4-month ending. This is because a balance sheet is the balance of a company at a certain period of time, not over a course of a fiscal period. Right at the end of the month, after all adjustments, what is the balance of our document? So here's what it looks like, the assets and liabilities portion. You're going to title it with assets, list all the account titles of each of your assets. Remember, they should all be debit, so there you go. If you have any that are credits, you would just put them in parentheses and subtract them from the total. We also have all of our asset amounts. We then write our liabilities. If you have more than 2 liabilities, make sure to put all of them there, or more than 1 liability, make sure to put them all onto your balance sheet. Single line, total liabilities. As you go. Now, to figure out the owner's equity section of a balance sheet, it's a little bit different. We have to do a calculation to figure out our current liability. And our current liability is a calculation of our beginning liability plus or minus net income minus drawing. And I'll go over that with you here. Okay. Once you get done, you'll be adding up our total liabilities plus capital to get our total liabilities and owner's equity. Comparing the totals, you want them to be on the same line so you can horizontally see they are both equal. Double line, show you're finished. Now, how do we figure out our owner's equity? Sometimes the company will ask you to figure out do an owner's equity report, and this is what it will look like. You've got your beginning capital, what they invested. So Kim Park invested $5,000 in the beginning of our company. We know that she has a net income of $2,099, but she also withdrew $625. If we add the net income, subtract drawing, we get $1,474. Therefore, if I add up $5,000 plus $1,474, my ending capital for this month as of 31st is going to be $6,474. That is how I get that owner's equity number. Okay. So in summary, there's three different financial statements that you create within accounting. There's actually a lot of them, but the three, income statement and balance sheet is what we've gone over today. In accounting too, you'll be exposed to what's called a cash flow statement as well. And you can see what's on each. Income statement, revenue, expenses to find out if you made profit. The balance sheet has assets that are current or non-current, meaning more than 1 year, liabilities, current or non-current, more than 1 year, and your equity added into them. A statement of cash flow has three different sections: operations, investing, and financing, that tell us how well our cash is flowing through our business. Especially in times of crisis, that you want to make sure companies have great cash flow, because it really gives an indication of how they're managing that asset. Here are some definitions from the chapter and questions from the chapter.